Yo! Video games.
What up, dudes? It's Matt here from YoVideogames. The time has come, and so have I. E3 is where fanboys come to live and die. And with that awful parody out of the way, I think it's time to start my E3 2015 predictions again for this year. Starting in reverse from before, let's talk about third parties first, this time. Since this was an offshoot of Max's channel, it's only fair to bring up Capcom first. Street Fighter V is a shoo-in, and they'll probably be showing the almost released DMC4 Special Edition. But what about any surprises? RE7? Monster Hunter 4 HD? Maybe the long-awaited revival of Mega Man?
Not in a million years.
God, Dino was lame. But in all seriousness, I don't think we're going to see anything big beyond Street Fighter V. The other company pillars of Monster Hunter and Resident Evil are a ways off, I reckon. But I do think we'll see something in the way of a new remaster, since recent Capcom remarks seem to be thrilled with the performance of Resident Evil, the remake. But of course, no regard for the reasons people like that game, or who actually made games like that so beloved. So expect Max to make 15 Street Fighter V videos a day, and me to make a couple. Beyond that, I wouldn't get too excited. Namco will undoubtedly have Tekken 7 for show, with a likely console release date of early fall, I'm guessing. There might be some sort of Thought Hack remaster, more stuff on Tales games that have been available in Japan for months. I do expect a possible tease for Soul Calibur, going off the recent character poll. The series director may have left, but perhaps this will encourage them to go back to their roots on the series. Yes, I still hate Part 5, and I always will. I'm pretty sure both Konami and Sega have officially called it quits on E3, and, well, video games in general at this point. These two former gaming titans have pretty much shriveled up to the point of non-existence, and basically will turn into Japanese Zyngas going forward. Which is a real shame, as I was secretly hoping for a third Sumo Digital Sega-themed racer to surprise us this year. But I guess not. Iwata needs to buy all the old Sega IPs. I'm serious! Then, Amusement Vision can make F-Zero UX, and we can get an actual decent crossover, like Fire Emblem Cross Shining Force. And Bayonetta can become an annual franchise. What a wonderful world. As for any other Japanese companies, I expect to see more Musou from Tecmo, along with a smattering of Weeaboo pedo jerkbait. Atlas will probably be there in some capacity, but I don't think the American branch will be allowed to jump the gun and do a big blowout on Persona 5 like you were probably hoping for. Despite the fact it would be a really good idea, but Japan is ass backwards like that. As for the big Western publishers, I'm not sure if we will really see any big surprises. Activision might be fairly interesting, as they are digging into their backlog for the mega hits of yesteryear as sales wane on Call of Duty and Skylanders. Guitar Hero Live and Tony Hawk 5 might just be trying to appeal on nostalgia factor alone, as neither of the franchises are being revived by any of the creators. They could make my fucking year and announce a full-fledged retail-sized Legend of Korra game from Platinum Games, but of course that would mean Activision to do something involving quality and not tens of millions of sales, so probably no dice. EA will be EA, and Ubisoft will be Ubisoft. Though the Ubisoft RPG could be cool, after Child of Light you could easily get excited for a bigger budget RPG by Ubisoft. But the leaked footage and concept art look like they intend to fully ass Creed and Watch Dogs the fuck out of it, with the same broken as fuck online multiplayer, modern day open world horseshit as their last big endeavors. Bethesda's an interesting one, as they are holding a first ever press conference for Fallout 4. Let's not kid ourselves. Warner's will be pumping Mad Max, but I am interested to see what else they might bring besides 30 new LEGO games. They were the stars of the third party last year. Hopefully they got something else nice planned this year too. And last, we come to Square Enix, the company that still causes rabid fanboys the world over to squeal and pillage over the slightest difference of opinion. Good news is that the Eidos side is looking rosy. New Deus Ex, new Tomb Raider, should be cool. For the Square side, expect a teaser for 15, just like Tabata said, because he's cool like that and seems to actually know what he's doing. I'm not so sure about Kingdom Hearts 3. With those other big guns already there, I find it a bit hard to imagine them going all out like that. I don't personally give a shit one way or another. If there actually is a Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer, I fully expect to see Frozen as the first new world, and that will make millions happy and convince me to find a way to stop the game from being made even more than Nomura's growing inability to manage anything. In short, I expect to see very little in the way of surprises from beloved IPs, and a lot of nervous updates to aging formulas. What I mean is, lots of money being blown on advertising Disney Infinity 3, Black Ops 3, Assassin's Creed, whatever. Most of these big companies know by now that fatigue is seriously starting to set in other recent big money makers, but they are far too afraid to take a gamble on a new idea. The sad reality is that all three of those games I just mentioned came from an out-of-left-field gamble. Skylanders is an idea that could have easily crashed and burned if kids didn't like the toys. Call of Duty sounded ridiculous to add RPG elements to the first-person shooter genre dominated by Halo and its hip-fire-only mechanics. And Assassin's Creed was, once upon a time, a novel idea that looked to be taking Prince of Persia: Sands of Time into an open-world setting before it was the soulless, boring normality open world has become today. I think most of these publishers are just waiting and hoping for the next big thing to hit so they can find some new mechanic to draw and copy from for the next 6 years. Problem is, with most mid-level developer studios being closed, and only sure-thing projects being greenlit, they have basically become their own undoing, actively preventing the next big thing to take off or even exist because they only want to publish surefire hits that serve only to further bore the customer and drive off their cash supply as they will turn to other outlets for their entertainment needs. Thank you, game industry. You have learned so much from your past. Perhaps it's not greener pastures they are looking for, but rather a New Mexico landfill to bury their past in. Let me know what you guys predict will happen, and I'll see you in the first party predictions. Later, dudes!